demands.
Vivian, sorry I'm late. You all look so surprised. Abigail, tell them. I did RSVP.
That was you? You're Firebird.
Apparently, Vulture was already taken.
Dear, dear Kate, it's so good to see you again. It's so good to see all you darling people again. It's as if we never said goodbye. I may burst into song.
Well, we thought you were in Bollywood working on that Indira Gandhi biopic. What are you doing here, Vivian?
Honey, you should ask. You're about to find out.
Ooh. What the hell are you trying to pull?
Hey, this is a private party.
Chad, darling, I'm so sorry I missed the wedding. How was the ceremony? Was it private or were all the inmates there?
Should I call security?
Ah, Chloe. I would have thought you got past that floozy thing by now. Oops.
On second thought, I'll throw the bitch out personally.
I've forgotten how sensitive all you people are. If you reject me, you see, you won't meet my +1. And believe me, you do want to meet my +1.
Dear God, you didn't drag that poor lapdog Ivan back with you, did you?
No, I left him in India, mooning over me under the Mumbai moon.
Or baying at it.
No, my escort this evening is someone who is so anxious to meet all of you, especially the Demira family. It was a long, twisted path for him to get here. And of course, fate had something to do with bringing us all together. But I will take credit for bringing him here to Salem. Well, I had to. Once I read that invitation that said it was a celebration of the new beginnings of the Demira family business.
But that doesn't concern you.
Oh, but of course it does, mon petit. You see, the mystery man has the same blood coursing through his veins as Chad and Andre. Andre, we must have lunch. Your treat. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. The big reveal, the coup de théâtre. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. I have brought with me this evening the one, the only, Stefano Demira.
Look, Brady, I'm sorry. I'm really.
You don't look sorry at all.
You know what? That is the second time you've kissed me where I haven't given you the slightest indication that a kiss would even be welcome.
I'm very, very sorry.
Right.
I didn't think it was a big deal.
Oh, well, once again, you're wrong. And you know what? You've tipped your hand.
What is that supposed to
Well,
be?
come on. You think that I haven't noticed how quickly you were to turn on Victor and to come work for me? Hell, a week ago, you couldn't stand the sight of me. You made that very clear. And now this sudden wave of affection, what's that about?
You weren't exactly subtle at viewing me with loathing and contempt, yet you're always around to take advantage of me. That's your pattern, right? We all know how good you are at getting rich guys to give you what you want. What am I full of?
Yourself.
Oh,
Yeah, and you're forgetting one thing. One
What's
little
that?
simple fact.
tell me.
You got nothing I want.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. I'm very sure.
Have either of you seen Will?
said, leave her in that sarcophagus. And did anyone listen to me? No. And look what we have now.
Oh, and Rafe, need to know about this.
I'm sure you'll be stunned to know that I think you're lying.
Oh, our Vivian lie? No.
And even if Stefano was alive, and that's a big if, he knows what's waiting for me if he ever stepped here in Salem. Besides, he despised you. He wouldn't be caught dead anywhere near you.
Given her proclivity for burying and digging people up, maybe she did bring Stefano back. Just not, you know, alive.
Well, Happy New Year, everyone. What a way to start 2018.
Oh, Kate, I know why you're so defensive. You're married to Andre DiMera when you were married to Stefano DiMera. It's sort of like trading down from the king to the court jester.
Does anybody have a bucket of water?
All right, fun's over. As much as I love a good coup de théâtre. You have about 5 seconds to produce my father, or we're gonna throw you out on your ass. Respectfully.
I think it's time.
What the hell did we ever do without these things?
4, 3.
All right, he's coming. Stefano DiMera is right outside the door. But he very generously allowed me to make a grand entrance into the Salem sun, as it were, to rechercher du temps perdu.
2, 1.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Stefano DiMera.
We will finish this tomorrow. Sonny?
You lost your husband? Thought you two were gonna go to that party.
We did. But he needed to spend some time alone, so he took a walk.
Well, what a surprise. Vivian Alamain is full of it. Smoke and mirrors, taking center stage to make the shocking announcement that Stefano DiMera is back. So we wouldn't notice that he's half Stefano's age. It's not really even laughable. Though nice coat, what is that? It's Italian, right? Vivian, I think you have finally lost it. Are you blind? Are you both? Poor dear.
Of sound mind and body and 20/20 vision.
You shouldn't have done this.
Oh, you haven't changed. You're as officious as ever.
That man is not Stefano DiMera. But more to the point, you knew the stupid little stunt didn't have a chance of working. What's your game?
Oh, it's a very big game, and I'm going to win.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could please have a moment of your time. Seems to be some kind of a misunderstanding here.
Yeah, just a little.
So allow me to introduce myself. My name is Stefan Octavius DiMera, or quite simply, Stefan O. DiMera. I'm Stefano's son.
We all need some air, need some space, needs to be alone. Yet he's nowhere to be found. I don't know, Sonny, this sounds like, this sounds bad. I'm no expert on relationships or anything, but...
Yeah, that's an understatement.
But it's not good. It's not a good sign. I would recommend maybe some couples therapy, you know? Maybe a leash.
So you and Eve seem to be getting along better.
We have to. We work together.
You know, I'm really glad that after Uncle Vic fired you that you bounced back. Because that had to be humiliating.
We're engineered by you.
But with you and Eve, just now, that was an intense conversation. Were we talking about basic black sales projections or, I mean, whatever it was, it certainly aroused your interest. And as the CEO of Titan, as the CEO of Titan, I'm gonna keep my eye on both of you because who knows what you're planning.
Well, I suggest you keep your eye on Will. You don't think he's with Paul, do you? Nah, he wouldn't know. Maybe. You never know. I mean, he could be reenacting the past, you know, to jog his memory a little bit. Happy New Year.
So, you're DiMera.
Chad, right? Mm-hmm. Pleasure. Fine to meet you. Andre! Heard so much about you.
And yet we've never heard anything about you. And maybe that's because you're not our brother. And maybe because you're lying through your teeth.
Abigail. Beautiful.
Yeah, so you said that we have the same father.
That's right. Stefano DiMera.
Oh, that's good to know. So tell me, who was your mummy? Oh, I know. She's dead. And sadly, there are no records of your birth.
No, she's not dead. She's right here.
You're his mother.
God blessed me with one of Stefano's children.
Oh, really? And it just slipped Stefano's mind?
Stefano never knew about this son.
Because the whole world didn't know anything about him, because he never existed.
He was conceived long before I stepped into Salem, when Stefano was posing as Rodolfo and seduced me to steal my ruby.
He must have really, really wanted that ruby.
So, what did you do with the kid since then? Put him in the tower like Rapunzel?
None of this is adding up. Why is it that we've never heard about Stefano until now?
A young girl seduced and abandoned with child. I was devastated.
Oh, a crushed little flower.
And to spare me pain that he thought I wouldn't be able to bear, Yvonne told me that the child was stillborn. How I grieved.
It's only, what was it? About a year ago that I learned the true identity of my mother. Anyway, I confronted Yvonne about the truth, and he admitted what he had done, so here I am. I'm Stefano's son, and Chad and Andre's brother.
And we're supposed to just take your word for it? Your word and Yvonne's? Because you see, I don't think he found you in Mumbai. I think you found him on imposters.com.
Well, I knew you'd be cynical.
Well, you're not always wrong.
That's why I brought proof. Knowing that Salem is filled with hostile defensive cynics, I've brought proof that Stefano and I are the parents of this charming young man.
Probably went to the Sammy Brady paternity lab.
This DNA profile will conclusively match Stefano to Stefano.
Well, you'd need Stefano's DNA for that.
Ah, Detective Hernandez, stating the obvious.
How could you possibly have gotten a hold of Stefano's DNA?
Well, you see, in Bollywood, like in Hollywood, it's who you know. And I have a friend who had access to the Interpol files that they were keeping on Stefano. And your little Salem minions can verify the facts. And I have copies for both of you. They're in my other cape.
That's great. Okay, so we may or may not be brothers. Why are you here? Why tonight?
To tell you why I'm here.
tonight. Everyone knows the power of the DiMera name. My father both cherished and reveled in it. It was once a name that meant something, a name that struck fear into the hearts of our rivals and brought promise and prosperity to our allies. But my father's legacy, that power behind his name, it's since diminished. His legacy is truly in peril. We need to make a change so that the DiMera name means something again.
Okay, but wait, those are my words. I wrote that with Chad for a speech that he was going to give for the board meeting tomorrow morning.
Yes, but he knew what I was going to say before I was going to say it. It's a real clever little parlor trick.
When I found out who I was, I made it a point to learn everything there was to know about my family and their business. So I got an advance press release of Chad's speech. It's a very nice speech.
I thought so.
And I want you to know that I paid very close attention to every word that was written or spoken on behalf of this company, and I must say, I'm very impressed. I mean, the work that you put in to promote this event has met and even exceeded your high standards. But I'm afraid it was all for naught.
For naught?
Yes, as Stefano's son, I've decided to, shall I say, embrace my birthright? And consequently take my rightful place as head of this family and CEO of DiMera Enterprises.
I'm really happy for you and your newfound self-discovery, and excited for you to pursue your birthright. You're not going to be CEO. That's my job.
We have unfinished business.
I know that you're prepared to fight me,
We all are.
but I'm afraid it's a case of too little, too late. See, the board has lost confidence in all of you. Kate, you are spectacularly inept at making acquisitions necessary to keeping this company in the black. You've simply failed to close deal after deal.
Read it and weep.
And you, brother, at best are unstable.
Let me know if I can help you with the big words.
Chad, you have been missing in action for quite a long time.
And one for the young man who's going to have so much time on his hands. Maybe you and your lovely wife can take a honeymoon.
Thank you, Mother.
You're welcome, son.
These are all copies of the board's resolution naming me CEO of DiMera Enterprises, effective immediately. It's nice meeting you all. Happy New Year.
This has been so much fun. What a great party. Salut.